We have express relations shown as an ordered pair, and we're going to go from mapping to ordered pairs. Okay? A mapping is what these egg shapes are called. All right, phone away, Jamie. Reese, phone away. No.
Best teacher was Earl.
So, we are, what am I saying? X and Y. So when you have a mapping, your domain is where the line starts, and your range is where the arrow ends at. So if I look right here, I know that this has to be my X, these are my X's, and these are my Y. So when I'm writing the ordered pair, I know exactly where I'm going. So my first letter, my order number would be 2, and then 12. So I have 2, 12. That's a weird looking 12. Okay, then 2 also goes with
-3.
-3. And then I have 1 and
5.
and I have 0, and I have -1 and 5. Okay, that is how simple it is to go from a mapping to ordered pairs. How do we feel about it?
Good.
Good? Awesome. So, domain. Your domain, when you look at this, the beauty about a mapping is that it automatically separates your domain and your range. So, easy enough. If this is already defined as my X and this is already defined as my Y, then my domain, remember we're going to use the braces. That is the best brace I've made all day. I'm going to write it out, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So that would be the set for my domain. How do we feel?
Good.
Say true.
Great. Okay, so then the set for my range would be?
-3, 0, 5, and 12.
Perfect.
0.
And that would be it.
You are so smart.
I didn't even notice that this
I'm
was
so proud of you. Okay.
I'm doing these little things.
I already
the backwards
I did do
screen.
that.
Because it's easier.
Hey. I told y'all they were difficult. Function. So,
No.
is this, why is it not?
Because of 0.
The two is our problem, right?
Yes.
We have 2 lines coming here. We have a 2 here and a 2 there. So our problem is the 2. So this is a big fat no.
It's a relation.
It's just a relation. Good job, Dylan. But
Wow.
not a function. All right. Good? Okay, so now we're going to have to find our range given our domain. So they're going to give us our domain, but we have to find our range.
Who was blonde? Kayla.
If you can't see it now, then I don't know
Oh,
what
I
to
can
say.
see it. I was struggling earlier.
Okay. So our domain is given to us. We have -3, 2, 7, and 11.
Ma'am,
No.
we listen to music in here?
No, we're not going to listen to nothing in here except my beautiful voice.
We listen to music.
We are, Judy? I do see the headphone in your ear. You should check it out. Thank you. And yours too.
Yeah, you just snitched on
I
me.
got a
snitching.
phone.
There we go. All
You
right,
just
Chris.
snitched on me snitching.
Oh yeah, you're charging it. You're right. My bad. All right, so we're gonna do the work. So work means that you're plugging it in without a calculator. There's gonna be a lot of without a calculator in this class, and you will survive. Reese, hand it over.
See what happened was
Nothing.
it was vibrating for
Yeah.
no reason. Like,
All right. So
So,
what am I gonna plug in?
-3. That'll be 2 parentheses -3 plus 3.
Perfect.
All right.
So we
Tell
have
me you're
2
smart.
parentheses -3 plus 3, and we're gonna do the math.
no, what's up?
You see what happens when you're on your phone? You miss fun.
Oh, okay, so we're
Oh,
the
you
X's
just
where you put
oh,
it.
okay, I understand.
We're gonna put the X's.
Okay.
So what is my output?
-3.
-3. My output is -3.
How?
Oh, God.
Right.
2 times -3 is
-6.
-6. So you owe me $6, and today you're like, hey, Ms. Jones, I'm gonna give you $3. I'm like, okay. How much do you owe me tomorrow? You still owe me $3. So tomorrow I need my $3.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Next one. So I'm gonna plug this in and keep going.
2 parentheses 2 plus 3.
Perfect.
7.
There we go.
Y'all can do math. I'm proud of y'all.
Girl, shit.
2.3.
Perfect.
Oh boy.
And that gives us,
17.
Well, I can say 18.
I sure was too.
and then our last one,
25.
perfect.
Damn, I'm proud of you.
I think she should be in AP class.
Man, she did that way a while ago when we was on first one. That's why.
All right, so how do we feel about creating our own range given our domain?
Good.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
Speak for
our
yourself.
domain was given to us, and our domain is,
-3, 2.
Negative.
and so our range,
-3, 7, 17.
oh, that's a parenthesis. Dang it.
Mr. Abigail.
-3. What is it? My body's going away. 7, 17.
25.
Perfect.
So like on tests and stuff, will you take off if we don't like do the brackets?
No,
Make
they're,
it- like if we just write it out, that's it.
I'll be okay. I'll survive.
Okay.
Yes, it's a function.
It is a function. This is what we call a function on a restricted domain. So it's a function on a restricted domain because we gave a set of values, and those are the only values we wanted, right? Make sense? All right. Questions, comments, or concerns?
No.
All right. Let's move on.
Y'all sleep. When y'all see me at Harvard, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
If I see you at Harvard,
All right. So on our right side.
Save a difference.
All right, regroup. We're doing awesome. Here we go. So, solving algebraically.
They don't believe
Okay,
me.
I know that you guys may not have the strongest algebra skills without a calculator. But however, this class will build those skills because we do take tests that are non-calculator. Okay, so we will learn how to do things without the calculator, and we will learn how to do certain things with the calculator. Understood? All right, so we're going to go over a basic skill of solving for y. So when we're doing this, we're solving for y. So we are proving that an equation is a function algebraically. What you need to remember, what are your inverse operations? First off, what does the word inverse mean? Opposites, right?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. What are math operations? What are your math operations? Exactly. Those are our math operations, right?
so the opposite of what it says.
Exactly. So you do the opposite of what it's saying. So if I have addition, what is my inverse operation? Subtraction. If I have multiplication, what is my inverse? If I have a square, what is my inverse operation? These are inverse operations. Are we comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay? That is what, when I say inverse operations, that is what I mean. So if we start at example 1, and our goal is to get y by itself, what is our first inverse operation we will need to do?
Square root.
Don't you subtract?
We would need to subtract because I need to move this whole x squared, right? And this is positive x squared plus y. What is the opposite of adding this? Subtracting it. So I'm going to subtract x squared from both sides, and I get y equals 1 minus x squared. How do we feel? We recall this, right?
So that's why.
Yes.
So is this a function?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. You've seen this multiple times. It looks like this. Is this a function?
How you know if that's a function?
Right.
If I have y minus x squared, what
Because
function
you
is
said
that?
It's on site.
What function is x? If you drew it, what is it? What is it called?
It's a vibe.
Quadratic.
It's a quadratic, yes. This is a function. So he drew, he's like, I don't know this. Yes, the parabola. So yes, this is a function. And to be very specific, it is a quadratic function. Okay, at this point in pre-cal, you should know what your general functions look like. Okay, if it's a singular x, you know that it is a linear function, right? If your x is squared and it's the highest power being given, then it is a quadratic
Miss, I
function.
ain't learning.
We will learn some geometry, right?
You learn this in algebra 1,
No,
algebra 2.
Miss, I ain't learned nothing
and
since
Bro, I
the
never
second
learned
grade.
anything. I ain't even gonna learn like shit.
Okay, so we will
All she did was give us food.
review, and I will work with it, but we got this. Well,
Miss Panazza wasn't here half the school.
you made it this far.
Have Miss
And you guys, hey, you remember that whole speech you had about all the best math teachers you talked about? That means that they taught you something.
No.
And so therefore,
I didn't go here, ma'am.
in Algebra 1, you did quite
The
right.
best to me
Our
would be
teacher
something.
left us and we had to, but I don't remember.
Okay?
Miss Panazza threw us to Miss Long.
We still learn.
All right, here we go.
I did. I was never there.
I think you're capable, and I know that you can do this. So whether you complain, we're still going to learn the stuff. I don't care about the past. I care about what's happening in the present. Understood? Here we go. So, number 2. Again, we're solving for y. So we need to isolate y. So my first thing that's outside of my circle is what?
The negative x.
The negative x. How do I move that negative
X.
x? I'm going to add the x.
See, but that's just rusty.
So I have y squared equals x plus 1. And then I'm going to take the square root. Yes. The opposite of squaring something is to square root. So what I do on one side, I do to the other. So I have y equals. Now, in Algebra 2, you guys learned that when you take the square root, it creates a positive and a negative. So we have to put a plus or minus symbol on the outside. So we have y equals plus or minus the square root of x plus 1. Okay? How do we feel?
I still don't know what kind of function is this? Is it a
Okay?
function?
It's not a function.
It's not a function.
Because it's in the square root thing.
And not because it's in the square root, but because I have a positive and a negative. Okay? That means I'm going to have to use my x's not once, but twice. So my x's are going to automatically repeat. And can we repeat?
No.
No. So this is not a function. And our reason is this guy. No. Not fun. Okay? How do we feel?
Next Friday, we're going to be up in here. Next Friday, we're going to be up in here.
They still got soccer.
Oh, no, we won't.
Got the pepper.
No, we won't.
I still don't see how we're going to teach them in 2 days.
Baby, what? The plus for pepperoni is crucial, baby.
Your point slow form.
And y'all the officers for the day?
Intercept form.
Baby.
2 days?
Cut them. But it wasn't
All right, here we go.
I know there was a
not running. If you
Yeah.
tell me to run, I'm not running.
All right. We need to isolate the y. So we're going to circle our y and what's left outside of it.
X squared.
How am I going to move a positive x squared?
Subtract it.
I'm going to subtract it. So I subtract x squared.
X squared minus 8.
There we go. And I get y squared equals 8 minus
Hold on, miss, slow down.
Right.
x squared.
That nigga Chris stay saying that.
This is my 4th day here.
Then you do square root, right?
And then I have to take the square root because the opposite of squaring something is to square root.
It'll be y equals plus or minus x squared minus 8.
Perfect.
Yeah, Jordan.
That's why he's a quarterback.
Okay, what's our problem?
That's why you're a punter.
You're going to have to use the X, like, the plus or minus
Exactly.
thing. So it's not a function.
I get this guy, so it is
Not a function.
not fun. Womp womp.
What you say, nigga?
So you slow for saying I'm a punter.
Okay, good.
You're kicking.
Okay, our last one.
Isolate the Y
Isolate the y.
plus 4X squared.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you going to Harvard, sis.
Right, of course. Bye.
Okay. So what am I left with?
Y
Got all this shit wrong.
Excuse me? What's the theory?
I said I would got all these shit wrong.
All right.
It's a function.
It's a function. Good job.
All right, Miss Harvard.
Yeah.
We're going to be there together.
All
Right.
What's the name of this kind of function?
quadratic.
It's a quadratic.
Dang, he couldn't even get it out, man. Say.
It's okay, Jordan going to be at Harvard with us.
Oh my God.
All right. How do we feel?
Good about it.
Okay. So we're going
I
to.
feel good, coach. Football players, this is football players, though. I don't know that.
Boy, shut up. You ain't even special.
All right. So if you can take out, if you can take out the classwork you picked up. we're gonna look at number 6, but you're gonna do 1 through 5 on your own.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do number 6. We're gonna do part of number 6.
So you expect me to get it? No, I'll get it.
I'm just saying, give me a 5 pounds.
Head finna hurt.
All right, so number 6, we're gonna do Roman numeral 1 first. So it says 2x minus 9 equals negative 9y. And it wants to know, is it a function? So if I have 2x equals negative 9y, I need to do what first?
Isolate.
Isolate my
Y.
y. I'm going to isolate my y.
You got
What is
9.
still around my y?
Plus 9.
Let's think about this. Is that addition happening? It's divide. Because what operation does this need?
Multiplication.
This needs to multiply. So in order to get this y by itself, I need to
Divide.
Because the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by negative 9. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So I'm left with y equals 2x divided by negative 9. What function is that? It's what?
Linear.
It's a linear.
I told you I'm going home.
It is a linear.
I don't like her, bro.
This is my slope and this is my x. Y equals
MCC.
x, and I don't have a b. My b would be 0.
Okay.
So this is a function. Okay, so guys, remember how we went over all the inverse operations? Hey, you know,
I just let my
I lost my pen. You stole my pen.
so we went over all the 3 major inverse operations, right? Opposite of addition is subtraction. Opposite of multiplication is division. Opposite of squaring something is the square root. This is multiplication, right? If I have a number and a variable, that is implied multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is division. When I divide one side, I have to divide the other side. So what I'm left with is 2x over negative 9. That's it. You stop right there. I'm not asking you to turn into a decimal. I'm not asking you to do anything else. Get y by itself and tell me if it's a function. That is all you're doing. Okay? So you're going to do the other 4. And if you don't have enough space in the front, please be sure to use it on the back. On 5, who asked me? Latch? You asked me what happened?
Yeah.
On 5, it's just asking, using those points, which one makes a function? And what's the key thing that can't happen with a function?
They can't. The x can't double it.
Exactly. The x can't repeat. So if my x is repeating, then it's not a
Function.
All right? Got it?
Yeah.
So this is what you're working on for the remainder of the period.
What, just
And
the
then your
6?
exit ticket is what you're handing me as you leave.
Just
So-
number 6?
Okay.
No, the whole thing.
So what you got, Lat?
Yeah. She just said.